Hello and welcome to Wikipedia Weekly Network, here where Albin Larsson and I, Jan Ainali, are editing Wikidata live. How are you doing, Albin?
I'm doing great. I had a lovely weather today, visited some ruins, did a bit of bird watching, and now back here, looking forward to do some editing. And how are you, Jan?
I'm good. We have had a foggy day all day here, but I've been celebrating the Wikipedia day by sitting inside and editing Wikipedia instead.
Right.
So that has been good. We're sort of continuing a little bit like on the new year, because we realized, hey, things are happening over a new year in the world of agencies.
Indeed.
So we're going to
And
take a look of some of that.
yeah, you actually got some changes that you have observed during the holidays?
Yeah, I there's some new formations like that usually happen 1st of January, and there's also some merges of municipalities that are also a very common date to happen on the 1st of January.
Right. Yeah.
And then I think we got a new property on Wikidata that you want to play with a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So not a change on the side of government, but rather a change or a bit of progress on the Wikidata side of things, because we got a new property for URLs for freedom of information requests. So URLs where you can actually issue freedom of information requests to a given agency, which is great. They are often run by like volunteers and such. And hopefully those can help people like make freedom of information requests or even realize that's an option.
Yeah.
And Wikidata has that opportunity now to connect to those. So I think we're gonna show off the property and then also do a bit of an import with OpenRefine on my end.
Oh, with OpenRefine. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
It was some time ago we did something with that.
indeed.
No, that's going to be great. I'll get started here with let's see. So here's our project page on Wikidata, and I'm going to go down to a country, and you'll see what we have there, because we're going to need to update a few things here as well. In order to keep track of how a country looks like and what's happening, we try to break it down and have some sources for the official count of things. And of course, when when they add stuff, we need to update it here as well. So it was quite nice. I found here is this is I don't even know what this is in English. I didn't translate the title in English. Oh, the Swedish Agency for Public Management. It's sort of like a internal agency keeping track of other agencies. And I saw one of their new things that they have 2 more agencies starting this year. So this is good to know then that we just have a +2. And both of these are state level agencies, like the regular kind. So we don't need to go into any of the subsections. So I'm just going to start editing here a few numbers. I think I can do this in Visual Editor most easily to start with. So we have this sort of like, well, this should be 766. Well, we can quickly change that to 768. And this one to 458. And this one to 251. So these are 3 different queries that are this type is encompassed by or included in. And then the other ones, they didn't have any changes. So that was the first easy part, just doing the check. But of course, now the queries might be wrong or not. So I'm going to run them and see what we get. So that's always the interesting thing. And then, of course, I think, yes, so here we also have the expected count, so we can update it here as well. So this is going to be 268, and this is going to be 251. Hopefully nothing has been broken since last time. We'll see. We might be in a state with replaced by, perhaps. We'll see what we get. 756, yes. So we do know here that we do have 12 municipalities where replaced by has been added in a slightly odd way. And we're working on cleaning that up. But otherwise, I think that's okay then. Now, really, I'm not sure if we should give ourselves a check when when we know it's not complete yet. But I'm going to update the query here. And I'll switch back to the source editing. That'll be easier for me. So this was... Oh, better go down to the editing window. So this was the first one with all of the ones. And then we'll do this one. And this one should be correct now because there's no municipalities in this one. Let's see. Oh, this one was set to run immediately. And we're going to change that as well then because I want them to be consistent.
Yeah.
I didn't even have title here on this one, so let's go back and see that. We had a... Oh, all right. So we can add this new title.
Indeed.
Expected result count for 68. And what did we have here? It doesn't say. All right. So let's run it from here instead. Now it should be... we could also add it here, 251. So these are big queries, but we're just changing details in them for now for our maintenance. And yes, we did get 458, which also says that everything else except for the municipalities should be good. Well, there's a few more things, but yeah. No, wait, it says 458 should be 468. That's 10 short. Is that a typo?
Let's see if you just remove some category that's known to be problematic.
Do we have any problematic here? Maybe I should just try to add this quickly on a calculator. Let's see. If my computer is strong enough to run the calculator app at the same time as I'm streaming. This is like on the verge.
App.
Yeah. We'll see. So 251 plus 5 plus 6 plus 3 plus 11 plus 6 plus 48 plus 2 plus 4 plus 4 plus 8. That's down to the tribunals. And then we have another 7 plus 9 plus 93 for the embassies. And then we have one more for National Courts Administration. And that should be 458. That's correct. All right, it's just the top here that was wrong. So if you add all of these numbers, that adds up to 458.
Right.
So we had it wrong in the top. All right, good. Because that one shouldn't have been wrong because nothing has changed here. So I'll press play on this again. And when I change here, I need to press play to get in this new URL again. And now I get it here. I'll go back here. Oh, and even here it said it should be 458. So it was just in the query it was wrong. All right, very good. So that was 2 fixed, and then we have this one. Oh, I did some fancy thing here with the Sparkle template. So I'll need to go into the show preview and see how that looks. So there are a few very nice. All right, so you get this one, and this one is, I think it's collapsed by default, and then you can expand it to see it. And you get these. So let's run this one and see that it actually gets 251. Oh, we didn't have. Let's just run it first. Yeah. Now, this one should be 251, but we only get 250. And that's not strange at all, because I do have one of the new ones here, and I haven't edited yet. Why did the other one get right then?
Maybe someone edited it?
No, but then this query should have been... This is strange. All right, so let's get to fix this item first. So we have a new office for psychological defense, and I'm sorry, this is in Swedish. I need to reload here for it to be in English. That's a new agency since 1st of January, but it uses the wrong instance of. It's not wrong, but it's not how the Swedish agencies are modeled. And we can actually see it in here that it uses Swedish government agencies. So we have a specific one for that. I'm actually just going to change this one.
Yeah, because the Swedish one is a subclass of the more generic one.
Yeah. So I'll publish this one here. And now that, depending on how quick are we today, it says a few seconds here. So what I'll add here should be 251, so we know when we run it. Now let's see, run it. It didn't pick it up yet, but now we actually have the title here. So we leave that for a few seconds to update, but why did we get the right number? Because now we're going to get one more here. If this gets updated. Not yet though. And now it might be just cached because it took just 61 milliseconds.
Yeah.
So I'll remove the English here, or change the order.
Right.
Let's see again. Oh. Yes, and now we had 459, so we have one too many. So someone has been editing something here. And we then know it's not one of these. Let's see if I do the same here to be sure it issues a new one. Now this one should be 251, correct. So that's good. This is also the simplest one because it's just one class. I'll copy this one and change it into here in the preview. Oh no, this one is made all differently. So I don't copy this one. Instead, I copied this. And that should go here. Yeah. This one is a check. All right, so this is going into my to-do list because this was not what I intended to show. But this is also great for maintenance, is when you do have a source and you have the things, you can run the queries every once in a while and you can see if someone accidentally or some way changed something, added something, or forgot to make a end date on a new historical entity or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. So someone might have created a new article about a former government agency, and it got the government agency tag correct in Wikidata, but it didn't get an end date, and so on.
But for me to remember this, I'm actually going to remove these checks now, so I know I will have to go back. This one was still correct here, 251. So update to new agencies. Publish those changes. Now we're going to head into these and have a little look at them. So here's the Institute for Human Rights, if I translate it, but I'm interested if it has an official title in the Swedish Institute for Human Rights. All right. So we'll add that as the label. And a description, so a few more people have possibilities to see it. Instead of just seeing the queue number, then what do we have here? So just a very few things. So there's something that we can add. So we can add Sweden as the jurisdiction for sure. What more does it? I like these suggestions you get. So these doesn't really apply. We had this inception date.
Could you use, I think on Govdirectory we actually got a bit of a list of relevant properties as well.
Oh, yes.
And even a shape.
Oh,
with some inspiration, so to say.
Yeah. I'm just gonna check what we have here. So let's see. It said here this law. I'm gonna check if this law is already in Wikidata, because then we can have that as a legal. What do we call it? No, it's
main regulatory text.
Yes, that's the one. Main regulatory text. Let me see if it picks up the Swedish. Maybe I'll run a search first. So I'll do it over here. That might be slightly different. Let's try this. Or it's not in here yet. No, it doesn't seem to be in here yet. All right. So let's go from, we have who is the chair of this organization, which is also then who's leading it. And this person was already in Wikidata.
We kind of got the field of work as well, considering its name.
Yes, we do. So we can start with that actually. So let's go with, is field of work for organizations?
I think so.
So we can go with human rights. Yes, that's good. But now I want to add like office held for the head of the organization. We do have a property for that. but then I need to create a new item for it. So we'll start with, we had two here. Start by doing that. I did check it wasn't already created. So I'll do this, I'll do the title in Swedish. That'll be easier for me. And the label, what it was said, so it's the chair for this organization. And this is office. I'm actually going to take a look at how this item looks like. We didn't have something in English on that. Nee. Oh. I'm in Swedish. Mixing it up here. Spelling is all wrong. All right. Now I'm going to take a look at a very similar position here. This is the general director for the Swedish EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. So it has 4 different things here that make it. So we'll make it an instance of position. And then we'll make it a subclass of chairman. Chairperson.
I think it's the first one.
Yeah, I'll go with that. And then we'll add the organization directed. And that will be does it find? It doesn't show up yet. Sometimes the labels are a bit slow. So I'll copy the QID here.
There we go.
And finally, we had country Sweden. All right. We got a little warning there. That's good.
Oh, maybe it's the subclass then.
No, I think it says it should say something about that item to point it here. Let's see.
Oh, right. It should be in both directions.
Yeah. Office held. All right. So that's good. So now we know that when we have this one. It's a little bit quick to give the warning because I literally just created it. Office held. There we go. And I didn't give anything in English yet. All right. So that's just a cue. Oh.
That's
it should be in this one. It should be in this class.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I don't know.
Look at the EPA if that has the same error, maybe.
I'll have a look at that. So I'll go over here. Maybe it has come out of the tree in some way.
Yeah, exactly.
No, there's no error here.
That's very odd.
Maybe it's still too new, so it doesn't.
Yeah, maybe. Let's revisit that tomorrow, maybe.
Yes. But that's a good one to add there. And then, of course, now we want to say on. I lost it here, but the person
Yeah.
we had her. No, I'm down on the wrong page. We'll search
There
for
we
her
go.
again.
Oh, you had her there in the text. All right, search.
There we go. And we'll add that position to her. So she's been the Justice of the Supreme Administrative Court, and now she's has this position. Here we go. We'll add the start date. Fine. 2201, and we'll add a reference for that since we had one. All right. So that's very good. So now we can infer who's actually in charge of this. We'll add a few more basic things to this one. I realized I didn't get as far as I hoped for. We didn't get to the mergers, so we can save that for another exciting episode. But I'll add a few things here. Like we're on the web page for them, so let's add their web page.
Right.
Copy the link here. I think that's official website. Yeah, it was in the.
Indeed.
We'll add the language. It was in Swedish. And I think we got a few more good things in the bottom of the page. Let's see if it was on the first page or if it was. Yes. So things that we want in Govdirectory is the possibility to contact them. So
Indeed.
it's also the very official form for the registrator. So that's a good one. Email address there. Auto adds the mail to, which is very nice. It's a property that will give you a warning if you don't have a source. So I'll actually add it immediately here to not have to see that little angry flag. And we'll retrieve this today. And finally, I'll do it with. Oh, this is the tricky one. Yes, let's see if we can. I think I remember since I formatted it in a previous episode with OpenRefine. So
the formation of the formatting of phone numbers.
Yeah. So let's go with phone here. So it says it wants it in the standard format RFC 3966, which
we all know.
not by heart before this, but we want the counter code first, and then we'll remove the 0, and then this one is actually correct, and then you remove the spacings and add dashes instead.
Right.
And I think this is not going to give us a warning. Oh, it will give us a warning if you don't have a reference again. So we'll go back here. Reference URL. And let's go with retrieve. Let's see. Right. Warning. Could not say. Ah, wait. Some of these dashes are other dashes.
Oh. They are the long dashes.
Yeah.
The speaking dashes.
Yes. All right. So that's a good one. And then here we have something. Oh, should have a legal form. And I think we have it for, or do we still have the, let's see.
Yeah, I think we have something like that.
So we have a legal form somewhere on Control F. Legal here, state entity.
State entity, right.
So copy that and add it. That's a good one. And actually it's a Swedish one. All right. All right. I'll be happy with that. This one still gives a warning. Says should have applies to jurisdiction. It already has that one. So there's something strange going on with this. But I think that will solve it by itself.
Yeah.
So I still have a lot on my to-do list. I'll come back to the Dutch municipalities a bit later. All right.
Right. And I'm gonna jump straight into this new property, P10-214,
All
which
right.
we're starting to get really high numbers here. And this is URL for freedom of information requests. And I'm gonna head straight over to the examples to illustrate this. So for example, here we got NASA, which is a good example. And we got a URL here, which just leads to form like this for making freedom of information requests to ask them for various documents which citizens has the right to receive. And I think I was actually looking at this because Jan had added this to NASA, the item itself, early on, and he did a very good thing there. So if I just head down to freedom of information requests, he also had his language of work or name, as well as the object has a role. So this is to say if this is an official or an unofficial service to make freedom of information requests, if it's run actually by NASA or if it's run by someone else who forwards the request to NASA as well. And I think language of work and name is a great addition. So one thing I'm gonna do today, and I start by doing it, is to add it to the examples. It's already down in the constraints sections, but it's just a neat addition here. The better examples we got, the easier it is for people to adopt this. Language of work or name. And it's the same we use for like web pages and sources. Jan has already used it today. English, there we go. I'm gonna publish that. And we got another example here with the role unofficial, but it also should have a language, which in this case is English.
Is it not Swedish?
No, it got an EN in the URL and then it's English.
Yes.
So it could be, maybe that's a more diverse example actually, but I'm gonna go keeping it like this for now. There we go. Did it connect? Is it should? Maybe. Yes, it looks right. Just slight improvement to the examples. This will also be always incomplete. Let's see that warning. Wikidata item for this property. That's more for identifiers. Maybe this is also more for identifiers technically.
I think so.
I'm gonna leave it like that. It still provides some value. See also, we got a similar for citizen initiatives. What do they know, which is one of those services in official ones. Same with ask the government, if I translate that from German. Property proposal and the constraints here, which let's see, object has required. Yeah. Looks good. I imagine this could be even more improved, but I'm not skilled enough in constraints to do that myself. Maybe you can say that object has a role should only have official and unofficial and things like that. But I don't know how to do this.
That's a very good point.
I am happy with this. It already got something in Swedish. I want to do one in Norwegian live at least. Then we will be sitting here for a while. But something I want to do is to increase the adoption of this. Like how many items uses this? And I'm a bit of a TV chef today, so I have actually did a bit of preparations because I'm a new refiner, and then it's useful to do a bit of TV cooking. So I have some of the Swedish municipalities, and I've been matching those to the Wikidata items in OpenRefine. And if you want to see how to do this, I think both Jan and I have done it in former episodes, which you can go back and have a look at. And I got this URL here, which is what I want to import for each of these items, as well as adding all of those required properties. And to do this, I think I need to add a new Wikidata schema. So edit Wikidata schema. And I already got the issue here, so I'm going to click on that and see what that. Okay, it's just that I don't have created a schema yet. So let's see, add item. Type item or drag reconcile column here. I've reconciled the name column, so that's what I want to work on. I want to add statements and URL for freedom of information requests. And it already says that it should be a URL here, and that's my URL name column. This might go way faster than I expected. I was thinking this was a long and complicated process. And here we needed the role. Maybe we get to do a bunch of querying. And here I want to have unofficial. And that means I need to be spelling correct. That's not how you spell it in English or any other language to my knowledge.
I almost had it there for
No, of course not. Because I'm missing that one. There we go. Information which is assumed to be well known but not declared officially. Is it that one we use?
Yeah, pretty sure.
It has a very long queue number. Tooltips would be, yeah, it's the one. There we go. And language of worker name. And it should be English for these ones. There we go. And okay, great. We don't have a huge issue here because I have a bunch of issues to resolve. Statement without references. I was thinking to import them without them because they are self-referring, so to say. And if that's the case, this is it. Wait, that took like 5 minutes. That's not supposed to be. I still need to figure out how to do this. So last time I did this was here during streaming a couple of months back. So upload edits to Wikidata. Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah, or yeah.
Boop.
Yes.
Hello.
While you're typing. I was looking into the making it a selection for official or unofficial. I haven't found it yet for qualifiers. I have found it how you do it for the main value.
The main value, right? Yeah, I'm not sure if it's possible. I just imagine that is something that we should make possible somehow. Okay, here we go. Upload edits to Wikidata. I signed in with my bot account. We can see here that Abbe98_bot instead of my regular one, because even though I'm 100% sure of most of these edits, it's automated edits. And it goes a little faster. Import of... what am I importing? Right. URLs for FOE request forms. That's like it. And I'm going to click upload, see what happens. 0%. 1%. Let's head over to Wikidata and see what my bot account is up to. I think the easiest way is to go to my user page. No, actually not, because I have a blank one on Wikidata. Because that's how.
Yeah, but you just add bot in the URL.
Yeah, I could have done that. And it's, of course, that's what we ended up doing. Hello, this is bot, but I want to see what this user is up to. It looks good. Let's go to the item. Neat. URL for freedom of information requests. Object has a role, unofficial. That's neat. And the reason, one of the reasons why we're adding this is so that we can use them from Govdirectory. So I'm gonna head over that to just to show what the plan is. So Govdirectory, the easiest way to contact your government, as you know, of course. I'm gonna head over to Sweden. I'm actually gonna search for this municipality, Åtvidaberg municipality, which you can also contact through social media here in a bunch of them. And here we can see that we can send them an email, we can see their citizen initiatives, and so on. And here we also want it to be super easy to just do a freedom of information request with the click of a button here, so that you can get to that form. And that is what this data will enable us to do, as well as enable someone else to do the same thing in a different way, which is great. You can even call them by the phone here, and soon there will be this additional option. So that's one of the reasons. I wanted to check as well. All through I was the one, and Jan, like, promoting and trying to get this property through. I wonder if there's been any edits around it. So I thought we would also write the query. Now, of course, my import is going on, but maybe let's see if we can like query for the country on each of them and see what's happening.
It's still quite new.
It's still quite new.
Yeah.
Can we actually see? We should be able to just view the history, I imagine.
Yeah.
So it is in 2021, but it's really end of the year.
It's just over 2 weeks.
December.
Yeah.
So we get a couple of hundred here actually when we do this, but let's head over to the queries first. I also feel like doing a bit of querying.
Yes.
It's always good to do a bit of querying on a Saturday evening. So let's just start by selecting items with this, and let's see at the count what it says. VDT information. No, that's not. That's very generic. URL for freedom. There we go. URL for freedom. Let's just run that. I think that makes sense. We already got a bunch of them. I hope I didn't duplicate here. I don't think so. No, I'm at 82%, so this number makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So let's do select cut the country and just list the various countries we got here. And let's do it like that. And then distinct countries so that we don't get the country for each of the items, but rather unique countries. And what's going on with little pop-ups here? There we go. No, we do not need a label source.
You're going to need a period there.
There we go. Oh, we got a couple of ones. What? That's a very high number.
Mm-hmm.
Let's add the label service actually.
I know 30 and 34. So
Yeah, that
30 is US.
Indeed. And other one is Sweden.
I think 408.
Yeah, let's do a quiz here with Jan.
No, I don't want to dare to guess. No.
Let's no, not country Sweden, country label. Australia.
All right.
And Uganda.
Nice.
That's interesting. Can we count the items as well and just get a bit of statistics?
Mm-hmm.
Do something like this. Count item as count, and then group by the country. Let's autocomplete this, thank you, and country label. Is that it? It is. And we get Australia. Someone
57.
has done a... Indeed. And this, we can actually see here that my import is complete because the number matches exactly the number of municipalities. 2 for the United States. I think United States actually got quite a bit of them.
Yes.
So,
and I think those 2 I added because I had them in the examples on the proposal.
Yeah. I think they have something similar to like a official portal as well. So I imagine someone could actually do like a full-scale import. Australia, that's amazing. Let's actually just have a look at that. So could you change up our query a little bit? VD, and we know that it's Q408. And I need to remove a bunch of things here, which I'm not really worried about because... And I want the item label here because I'm slightly interested. And the group by needs to go. Let's just comment out. I think that's it. Department for Trade and Investment. Oh, this looks great. I don't think we have Australia yet on Govdirectory either. So...
That's a good start.
Indeed. Let's see.
It was in the bottom there.
It's in the bottom. Yeah, and it's super neatly done. And I imagine all of these are official done.
Mm-hmm.
That's really neat. That's great. Let's see if we can actually... We've got a couple of minutes left here, so I want to just do it like this, and I want to see like the difference between how many are official and unofficial. I think that would be a bit of an interesting statistics.
Yes, that's also a good query to practice on.
Yeah, let's see how... This isn't planned. This is because we got more time. Yeah. So here's the first thing I want to do. I do not want to select the value. I want to select the statement. And I just thought that was P, but I don't think that's the case.
I think it's PS.
It might be PS. And the neat thing with Sparkle is that if we don't know something, we can ask and have a look. And let's throw in a limit 1. I just want to see that that's actually a statement. Oh yeah, I got that as a... Oh, maybe if I do like this instead. Statement predicate and object. And I should get various things here. No, new matching records. That's odd.
So
Then
it's
maybe
not
it isn't
PS. Maybe it's
PS.
just B.
There we go.
That looks better.
I think. So here we got the statement. I think we can even click on a statement and it will show us something. Yeah, it will take us to the statement even. So that's a neat trick to verify that. And a neat trick to link not only to the properties, so you can actually link to the property by saying like P10 214, and it will link you to this property, but you can actually link to the direct statement as well.
There's also a super handy user script for that to get you a little tiny arrow that you can right click and copy.
That's useful. And now let's see. I do not want to select a rank. I want to select the various properties or qualifiers rather. And let's see if it will autocomplete the SparkL handbook for me. Because it was a while since I did this. And I just gonna SparkL handbook, wiki books. And maybe it's not called a handbook. Maybe it's just called SparkL Wikibooks. Yes, there we go. So, and I don't want the mobile version. Sorry, mobile version. And I think this SparkL book on Wikibooks got a section on the Wikidata data model. Here we go. So let's see, it's just P to get the statement, and then it's PQ for the various qualifiers. So that's what I'm looking for. So here, PQ, and it was object has row.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And I only expect 2 values here, but let's do something like this. Select distinct, and then the RDF object, which is called O here for now. And let's have the label. So just verify that there are the 2 that we expect. Unofficial and official. That's great. So now we can do exactly the same thing I did as with countries. So I did. Yeah, what did I do? I did a count.
Yes.
And I counted items. And I call that count. And I did an aggregation. Group by O label, I assume. Yes. Oh, but I get 0.
Do you want to count statements instead? Oh, items in your count.
That's very observant of you.
All right.
Oh, so here we got actually 2. I think I imported. I can actually see that. So everything except 1 that I didn't import was unofficial, and the rest is official ones.
Yep.
And I imagine we can visualize this in the pie chart. No, we don't have pie charts.
But you have bubbles.
We have bubble charts. And yeah, I think that's it.
All right.
For today. So
yes.
quite a big import, which happened rather quick. And
quick today, yes.
And a bunch of things that's already in there, as well as a neat query. Great. And I hope if you know about sources for this type of property, you can actually, even if you can't import it yourself, you can head over to its discussion page and just say, hey, I have this source here. Maybe someone could import it. And Maybe
That
we
would be
get
great. Yeah.
additional ones.
Yeah. So I'll just show what I gave as a cliffhanger here. So it's this user script, and it's very discrete. So if you look very closely, I have a tiny little arrow
Oh,
in front of each statement here, and if you see it underneath the banner there, the URL. So if I copy link, so now I copied the link from that little arrow, and I go to a new. You see here is what it actually copies, and when you send that to someone, it will be so neatly framed like this. So it's super handy if you want to ask someone on a chat, or like any time when you want to send a link and you want to talk about the specific state. No, is this a claim? No, specific statement. So that's really good. Very handy little
yeah,
script.
very neat for something that's usually hidden in the from the UI, so to say.
Yeah, and it's also not very intrusive for the user, since it's so
Indeed.
tiny little thing here. All right. So I think that was all for today then. Might come back and edit more on Dutch municipalities if I can keep myself during the week. I might go ahead and do it as well. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
And I guess until next time.
Till next
Happy
time.
editing.
Happy editing.